Hello, hello, and happy Thursday to everybody. Let's get in here so I can see. Mischief, Jamie, I know we've all been talking. Sophia, no talk Tony, I am so glad you're here. The power lies to paralyze. I still love that name. Now that I know and everything, it brings me joy. It brings me lots of joy. Notorious Jules, thank you so very much for being in the house. L Jane, thank you so very much. Devlin 88, thank you so very much. Pup Groomer, I appreciate you. Coltsby Colton, nice to see you. I appreciate everyone for coming. Ann Walsh, Lisa, hey, how's it going, everybody? How is your Thursday? We'll start there. How is your Thursday? And don't everybody jump in at once. I'm just saying, don't, inappropriate heifer. Hey, today was, a good day. I had a great day at work. But it made me think of more along the lines of disconnection. And I figured I would explain it a little better and hopefully it'll make a little bit more sense. Jen, thank you so very much for showing up. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Good amount of studying. That's always good. Cassie, welcome. So with disconnection, it's used as a tool to kind of twist in the knife. Retired Red, thank you. It is used to, that's the best way I can explain it, because you could think about someone that you love completely, whether it's your mom, your dad, your aunt, your uncle, sister, a brother, whatever it may be. Simone, thank you so very much. Yeah, everything is great with Gary and I. We're fantastic. But I wanted to explain a little bit more about disconnection. Yes, please. Kathy, thank you so very much. Smash that like button, hit subscribe. People have been unsubscribing. I promise I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, everybody. And I don't know why it's happening with YouTube, but if you have to resubscribe, I'd appreciate it. But let's just get back to, so what it does is it's used as a tool to manipulate you. And so for our whole lives, the word disconnection, that meant, worst of the worst. Okay. If you have to be disconnected with, you were almost like a bottom feeder. You were, the scum of the earth. And so if a parent had to disconnect, some of them use justifications like, Monique, thank you so very much. Thank you for smashing that button. But they use it to kind of tell a child they're not loved. Like you're impossible to love if your parents have to disconnect from you. It's used as a tool that you're not going to have any friends. Your friends are going to disconnect from you. The difference is disconnection is basically severing all ties. It's basically walking away, but it's never meant to be where you walk away and you don't think about that person ever again, because that's impossible. Amy Jones, thank you so very much. You're never late. Never late, I promise. But yes, absolutely. Sophia, it is Scientology's version of the Scarlet Letter. Absolutely. Absolutely. Your mom, Oshi. Now I'm going to let you guys know, hold on, I'm trying to get out of it. There's good disconnections and then there's bad disconnections, because not all Scientology doesn't own the word disconnection. It's not owned. But I'll be honest with you. My family doesn't like me. My mom's family does not like me. My cousin John does, but everyone else, they don't like the gay. The gay has to go. They're very religious and very Catholic religious. And so for that, I get the whole naughty, 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 SPT Tattoo Warrior, thank you so very much for coming. But I've disconnected from them. It got to a point where I was crying every single day, wondering why they didn't love me, wondering why every time something went wrong, it was my fault, wondering if I was really as horrible as they described me to people. My godfather, was I really that horrible? Because I really thought that there's love there. But he disconnected in the most vile, disgusting way humanly possible. But it's just a concept, for severing ties. Now, they can be good ties or bad ties. Now, there is a good chance that Scientology, obviously, I know from Mark Headley that Scientology was forcing my dad to disconnect with me. Now, whether it be because I'm gay, whether it be because I have blonde hair, blue eyes, whether it be because I'm an ex-Sea Org member, it doesn't really matter. Willie Weed, long time. It is long time. It has been a long time, buddy, because I know your name. I see that name and I miss you, man. I truly miss you. But it can be something for the positive. And it doesn't have to be a religious view, because I have plenty of friends that are Christian, that are Jewish, that are, Catholic. And there's a couple people that I talk to on a regular basis. And you know what? I treat them like a human being and they treat me like one. It has nothing to do with religion. I wish that I could believe in something. But for me, believing in something is just believing in a higher power. But it's not a word solely based upon Scientology. Now, hold on. I want to grab this one real quick. SPTV Tattoo Warrior. Here's the good news. I am Christian and you're very much welcome in our gay family. Thank you so much. I am a straight ally. I have 30 foster kids. Wow. 2 are gay. 1 is trans. We're quite the happy family. That is SPTV or Tattoo Warrior. You're phenomenal. I bow to you. You are absolutely phenomenal. Poe on the go. Nice to see you. I am doing good. We're going to talk about how Disconnection is not owned by Scientology. But it's used as a weapon. It's used to scarlet letter you, because that's a really good definition. If these people, let's say you grew up with a group of people and everyone around you believed this certain way, like LRH was so good, blah, 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 blah. He invented all these things. No, really, he stole things. Marilyn, thank you so very much. Jody, welcome. I miss the mom. I miss the adopted mom. But what they like to do is they like to threaten you. You'll have no friends. You'll have no family. So when Scientology was forcing my dad to disconnect, he specifically told Mark Headley, and Mark Headley told me that he did not want to disconnect. Now, if they put him on decks until he broke, if they put him in confinement, where he was on 24-hour watch, whatever it may be, they did something to force this man who didn't want to disconnect to disconnect. And Parallel Jen, nice to see you. But disconnection doesn't have to be this negative idea that we have, because I have separated myself from the side of my family that does not show me love, that basically made me out to be the villain in every single story. But here's the choice. It was my choice. It was their choice. I have not reached out to them. They have not reached out to me. The phone works both ways. But in the circumstance regarding my father, the phone does not work both ways. I could call there right now and they're not I repeat, they're not going to let me talk to him. And I could keep calling and keep calling and keep calling. And no matter what, I'm going to be the pariah. Like I'm doing something wrong by exposing what goes on within Scientology. I'm exposing rice and beans. I'm exposing $45 a week. I'm exposing that you have to pay for your own bridge, and that's moving up the levels of what is deemed what will make you holier than thou. And you will be able to heal yourself from all illnesses. You won't get them anymore. Illness, gone. Cancer, gone. Then why are they dying of cancer? Some of the people that believe wholeheartedly. But with disconnection, they use it as a tool. So that way you're too scared to talk out. You're too scared to, reach out to your friends. You know what? I'm not scared to reach. You're a cute Pokemon. Thank you so much. I love that. But I had a friend named Molly Housen. We'd been friends since I was 3 years old. She meant the world to me. And, we lost touch for a little bit and then got back onto the friendship train. And then all of a sudden it was like reminiscing everything, all the horrible shit that happened to us as kids, all the abuse that she witnessed. And then I found someone that actually dated her after, so I got to hear all those stories. But the instant she found out I was seeing a psychiatrist for my own mental health, poof, she was gone with the wind. Her parents were declared. She still talked to them. It didn't matter. And her mom and dad were amazing people. It seems like anybody that speaks out against this so-called religion is forced to disconnect with everybody, and I'm standing up here saying no, because my father, if you're going to disconnect from someone, you should have the balls to say it to their face. I've said it many of times to my aunt. There's no reason that we need to be in each other's lives. There's no love here. I cherish that you're my aunt, but other than that, I wish you nothing but the best. And I never called again. And I'm not sorry for that, because I've lived a much better life not being told, everything is my fault. Like you would have thought I was the second gunman in the Brassy Knoll, or you would have thought that I robbed 100 banks, or that I stole thousands of cars, or that I deprived elderly of their life savings, but it didn't matter. Now, my dad, on the other hand, we had an amazing conversation about me coming out as gay. And he took it so well, to the point where I didn't think coming out to people would be bad. I thought that it would be like, okay, I don't lose anyone. It's not that I'm 1-1. It's not that I'm covertly hostile and I've got a knife behind my back and I'm just like, I'm gay. And that's it, just gay. I'm not trying to make anyone gay. I'm not going to, you caught the gay, everybody. Everybody that's watching right now, you just caught the gay. I'm so sorry. But, it's not contagious. It's just a part of who I am. Now, because he's been involved in this cult for, or sprayed homeless with water, in the winter. Like, who does that? Who honestly does that? If I've got an extra blanket in my car, I'm giving up my blanket. If someone needs, if I have $2 cash in my pocket, I don't care what they're spending it on, realistically, here you go. Here's $2. Like, if I only have $100 bill, I'm going to break it, so that way they can maybe go get a meal, do whatever they want. I'm not going to sit there and dictate it. The instant I hand it over to them, it's theirs. Whether it's for a beer, whatever makes you happy, man, you're living a life. But disconnection is used as a tool to hurt you, to make you feel smaller than anything. And that's what they get off on, because I guarantee you, You know, the people that are behind those walls, I guarantee you, they're thinking about their family. Because when I was being tortured, all I could think about was, if I die, my family will never know. If I'm dying in this hole, nobody's ever going to find my bloody body. And so, you know, mischief. If you're a rich cult member, you can stay, even if you're a child abuser or no disconnection from them. It's so hypocritical. Ethics, my ass. Exactly. Because then you've got to think about the fact that they do not like any kind of bisexual, like any kind of gay. And then you've got people in there that are those things. And suddenly it's okay because they have money. It's 100% okay because they're building their way up the bridge. They don't have to disconnect. There's no disconnection. That's not real. Yes, it is. And they're going to sit there and they're going to, cry. It's not real. Yes, it is. Because what they did to my father and I is they forced us to disconnect. By telling me he was dead, I wasn't going to call again. But my father needed to be the one to tell me, whether it be in a letter or whether it be in a phone call. He needed, for disconnection to be real, he needed to reach out to me. He's never done it. Thought he was dead. So now I know he's alive, and I'm not going to let him disconnect from me. I'm not going to let him disconnect from his family. He can believe in whatever religion he wants. He can believe in whatever horse manure or, snake oil that he's selling. He can just shovel away, buddy. I don't care. But disconnection's not the way. Sophia, hold on. I'm going to grab that one now. Pay to be gay. Yes, you have to pay to move up the bridge. Now, see, I'm going to be sharing something with Aaron, but I know I found another one that absolutely cracked me up. It was literally, okay, I have no idea where I put it. I probably put it somewhere. There's worse things to catch than the gay. Exactly. I'll show you guys in a minute when I'm not sitting here going through all of this. But basically it's like $350 for just the course book, or $500 to listen to lectures. Like the idea that you have to fork over $500 for a lecture is disgusting. And the idea that you're paying, $3,000 to $5,000 to do the Purif, you're giving them money so that you can be tortured. If that's what you want to do, so be it. But some of them don't want to do that. I guarantee you, because my heart is telling me, at least 60, if not 70% of the people inside miss their family. They miss their friends. They wish that their friends were around. They wish their kids would call. They want to see their kids. They're getting older. Cherise, let's say hi. Hi, friend. I finally made it after dealing with a crazy lady that loves to pet you. Yes, Cherise's mom does like to pet my hair. It's unique. But hey, Cherise, if everyone can say a little hi to Cherise, I'd appreciate that. Okay, the power lies to paralyze. What can we do to help free Bob Ferris? Yeah, sadly, I'm trying to get back down there. Today is, it's the 9th. Okay, so technically I have exactly 14 days to come up with the money to get back down there for his birthday. And I'm trying everything humanly possible because I'm not going to allow him to disconnect. I'm not going to allow this so-called religion to tell me that I can't see my father. I can't see my father, who's going to be turning 73 years old, who they told me was dead. Coffee first, please. Hey, thank you, Susan. Thank you so very much, everyone, for being here and listening. Let me tag some of these comments and then I'll go back to the disconnection. But I always fall behind on the comments, and then I feel like I'm going, but. Um, all right. So I got that one. Whoops. Come on. Jen, my therapist literally saved my life. And I can honestly say that, but here's the information I'm probably going to tell you, Jen. Your therapist gave you the tools to save your own life. Because realistically, I used to say the mental health care facility saved my life, but it didn't. But it gave me the tools to save my own life, because they didn't stop me from not jumping off a building. They didn't stop me from doing anything, but they gave me the tools so that I can save myself. I hope that makes a little bit more sense, because I believe that you did it. Don't take away that you were participating in it. You just got the tools. Okay, Jamie. My mom was that way with her dad. He was very mean, to put it nicely. Yeah. When she was five with a two times four. When she was five, I don't get it. She repeated him as a father, but she hated him as a person. 2x4. Oh, okay. 2x4. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. You don't have to like everyone. And, that's the difference between love and like. I will always love my family, but I don't like them. I don't like how they treated me. I don't like how I was around them. Like, I became defensive of everything. I couldn't even stand up without crying. I would beg to know why they don't love me. Why am I such this piece of garbage that a skunk that just farted means more to you than being kind to me for a few minutes. But you can love someone and not like them, and that's okay. Because I love my father, but I don't like the distance we have right now. I don't like that I was told he was dead, but I love him. That's never stopped. Okay, the power lies to paralyze. What can we do to help free Bob Ferris? We have to keep doing this, keep spreading the word, keep talking about it, let you guys know what's going on the bridge, what's going on in LA. Whether it's a protest, whether it's screaming to the top of our lungs what's going on, or making our way down there for his birthday. I did put a couple things on my Amazon wish list, some shirts, some socks, for those people that keep emailing and saying that they want to help. That's the big one, is that I just need to make it down there for him. Okay. The power lies to paralyze, to help you with your travel expense. Thank you so very much. That means the world to me. It really does. Did you see Alex and Jeff go to the Sunderland org today? There was only 30 members. 2 of them were probably on their way to the RPF for letting them in and letting them take photos. And see, you know what? My love keeps telling me that she wants to go to an org, and I don't mind driving to San Francisco, because I don't want to say which orgs would be closest to me, but you know what? I'm tempted to do that because I would like some more brochures. I'm just saying, maybe I've got a famous face right now, but at the same time, not everybody has seen my face, and I wouldn't mind getting some of those brochures. Okay. Mischief. The punishments are whack. Absolutely. Because if it's not, the punishments are meant to break you, and not just break you, but push you to a point that life is not worth living, because you don't think it's going to get any better. And if it's not going to get any better, then it's just going to keep getting worse. If they can't break you with burning you, and I do mean burning you with, clean, like a stripper for wood varnish, or, no, stripper, it's wood stripper. If they can't break you with that, they're going to make you dig a ditch. If they can't break you with digging a ditch, then they're going to make you, not get sleep. They're going to make you not eat. They're going to, you're barely going to get water. You're going to get to a point where your brain starts envisioning things that aren't really there because you're so bloody tired. You're so hungry that you can hear you're in a garage doing work and all you hear is your stomach growling because you're starving. And it doesn't matter to them. It doesn't matter to anybody, even people that you thought were your best friends. It will not matter to. It will not matter one iota. Jane, Liz, there's at least 64 people in the chat. If you can't get to everyone, but you do a great job handling us all. Well, I don't see it as handling. I see it as having an amazing conversation with a great group of people that want to hear what it's like, want to hear what disconnection is, want to see my dad and I together. And I would love to see that. Okay. Your mom, Oshi, Liz, splitting fire with the truth about therapy. That gives you the tools, 100% real. Yes. They gave me the tools to be able to save myself. They gave me the tools so that way, I can tell someone later on, because you know how many times I used to sit there and say, the facility saved my life. The love of my life, my wife saved my life by sitting there with me until I was checked in. And staying with me at the hospital until they actually took me back. She was my support 100%, but the facility gave me the tools to save my life. No Talk Tony, Pokemon and Colts. I tell my son all the time that I love him, but at this moment, I don't like him. And that's okay. That's okay. You can I love my mom, but I don't like her right now. I don't like her. I'm doing the best that I can. And there are times that I just want to lay down and cry, but she's still my mom. I don't got to like her. She doesn't have to like me. Like and love are two separate things. They're two separate entities. Okay. It's because you like vaginas and boobs. Yes. That is why a lot of my family has disconnected from me or told me I was a horrible person or, and that's what I think Scientology did. I am not 1000% certain because it's not like anyone's ever told me, but they're so close to when I came out to my dad and when I said those words, and he repeated back to me and we were all good. It's so close to that situation that all I can think of is that's quite a coinky dink now that I know you're not dead. Okay. Jen Nelson, you're right. I had no tools and now I have a toolbox. See? And doesn't it feel good knowing that you have a toolbox? So that way, let's say your friend gets in the same situation that you were in. You can reiterate the tools that you were given. It doesn't mean that you're saving her life or his life or their life, whatever your friend does. But it just means that you're giving them the tools to save their own life. It's sharing tools. I sit here and tell you guys all the time that, hold on. So one of my favorite books, and this book helped give me the tools to save my life. It's called Feeling Good. Okay. It is honestly, it helps walk me through mental health information in such a way that it makes sense. It's not someone talking over you. It's not someone telling you, oh, you're crazy. You're very crazy. No, it's giving you the tools. Okay. Inappropriate heifer, mischief. I'm straight, but I love boobies too. That is okay. No matter what. We all like, you know what? Someone asked me the other day, do I like men? I am not interested in men, but I can find men beautiful. I'm not interested in every woman, but I can see the beauty behind them. Every person that belongs to the human race, I can find beauty in, and they can find beauty in me. Doesn't mean we're attracted to each other. Doesn't mean that I want to be with them. It just means everyone on earth will have something that another person will like. Okay, Alexis, Liz, when are you going to GHS to storm the castle? I really got to get cute protest shoes. That's not a bad idea. But it's definitely something to think about, because realistically, I'm glad I had my sneakers for that last protest, because my legs were hurting. My voice was absolutely hurting. And cheering you on all the way. Thank you so very much. I 1000% appreciate all the assistance, all the love. You guys have really blown me out of the water. And it's amazing to think of a lot of information. Okay, mischief. Me too, Heifer. I'm not on though. I'm built like Liz and Nora. I've had them since I was 11 years old, had to wear really tight clothes and squash them. I used to duct tape. I know people don't want to hear this, but I used to duct tape mine down so that I can play sports, because I had a hard time making friends, but for some reason, sports just clicked. And so I would do the duct tape down method. I don't recommend it to anyone, but I'm telling you, it helped me make friends. It helped me learn how to talk to people. Even though it was more of a competitive thing, it helped me find a way to have common ground with people. And sometimes common ground is the best thing that we need. They don't, inappropriate heifer, they don't call them fun bags for no reason. That's right. Okay. Miss Macy, or Massey. I agree in that statement. I can see beauty in anything out there. Absolutely. Okay. Liz, you have really come a long way since you did your first live. You're growing stronger every day. Love you. Thank you so very much. And I love you too. It means the world to me that you guys are here, that you're cheering me on. It's literally, you're the opposite of disconnection. Okay. You showing up is connection. And that's what they don't want. Like the people, whether it's David Miscavige, whether it's some other person, whether it's Dave Pettit, the one thing that they do not want. Anna Arnon, thank you so very much. I just saw your name. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're here. But they want to do the opposite of connection, because the opposite of connection obviously is disconnection. Now, if they have us connected, then we're going to tell them what's really going on. We're going to tell them how we were really treated. We're going to tell them, hey, I was standing on that roof and I was ready to jump. Hey, they didn't feed me. Hey, I was starving and thirsty. They let me live, they let me live having a desperate need of a root canal, and they made me suffer through that. Because we didn't have the funds to go to the dentist. Well, I had the money, but for some reason it was not okay for me to pay for my own dental work. I still ended up paying for it, everybody, because I got a bill. Well, they sent my mom the bill, and then I ended up paying for it. But it was such an emergency. It was such a horrible root canal that this guy gave me. It was like one shot of Novocaine, and I'm like, I felt everything, and it didn't even matter. So when I tell people, I will fall asleep to a tattoo. If I can sit through a root canal, it'll be fine. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to get this one to come up. Jane, question. Liz, I looked up the book. There's a few that wrote it. Hold on. Let me just grab it. Let me grab it for you real quick, Jane. All right. So this one, Feeling Good, is by David Burns. Come on, camera. You can do it. There we go. David Burns. He's got like a couple of books that go with it. And it also gives you this nice little way of like filling in while you're reading, so that you're understanding what's happening. And it makes it so much easier. Because again, we just need the tools. So with connection, you know, whether it's Catherine Spolino trying to reach out to her family, whether it's Mike getting his children to stop, like the whole point of it is literally to hurt people because they don't want us to talk. They don't want my dad and I to talk. Okay, I look just like the man. I look just like his sisters. Like, if I could find the picture of his sisters, you guys would be amazed that none of them are my mom. But we have to do this. Carrie Plange, I had to go no contact with my mom for my own sanity. Absolutely. Absolutely. But it doesn't mean that you don't love the person. So please, understand that it's not that we don't love anybody or anything like that. Vaboop had a very difficult disconnection. Blow drill, nice to see you. Apostate Alex, hey. Disconnection sucks. I hope you find closure. I would love closure because no matter what, I'm not stopping. If I can't get my dad out, fine. I'm a realist. If that's not something that I can do, fine. But you know what? I can get someone else's dad. I can get someone else's son. And that brings me joy. That brings me happiness. That brings me joy. That makes me feel like I've done what I feel is good. Renee B. Hey. Okay, let me tag some of these things because I keep forgetting. Willie Weed, have to save the world if you hard to save the world if you hide from it. True. It is hard to save the world if you're hiding from it. But the trick about it is not hiding. And I'm out here on YouTube. I'm not hiding. I got my baby blues all over YouTube, and realistically, I'm putting my face out there and I'm not hiding anymore because the pain that they've caused to me and to Laura, to Serge, to Aaron, to Mike, to Claire, to Mark, Amy, for goodness sakes, like the pain that they've caused to people, it's real. It's not something like we each have a different story, but it all has that same undertone. It all has that same twist of a knife in disconnection. It's just like, when people get married. So let's say two people at Celebrity Center get married and one of them is qualified to go up to gold. So that means that they're going to get a promotion to a senior organization. Now, in the process of that, let's say one of them's not qualified to move up. They'll force you to disconnect, even if it's the love of your life. It doesn't matter. They're going to force you to disconnect. So that way, one person doesn't create a problem with another person. Or if someone goes on to the RPF, they can force you to disconnect from them because they're never going to qualify for going up to another org. Renee B. For me, voluntary disconnection has saved my life from destructive family members. I understand many others have different stories. And you know what, Renee, I will tell you this until I am blue in the face. Whatever works for you works. Just because it worked for you may not work for someone else, but whatever works for you and keeps you sane and happy, I am all for it 1000%. I am all for it. And if someone's got a problem with it, send them my way. Okay. Sophia, my brother was so horrified by the 800 calorie torture. Yeah. And that's if you're lucky. So by 800 calories, I'm speculating that they're putting grease into the beans or the rice, because realistically, if you really take a rice and bean diet, it could come close to 200 to 300 calories per meal. And sometimes you get 3 meals, sometimes you get 2, sometimes you get 1. Your body learns to survive on nothing. You'd be surprised what you can teach your body to survive on. You have no energy, you have no will to fight, and that's how they like it. Because if they can break you, they'll break you. The power that lies to paralyze. What if we rang on the phone and asked for Bob every day, would they let him go? There's a good chance of that, to be completely honest. But I think what they'll do is file a restraining order or change the phone number. But it's definitely something I've thought about, calling every single hour upon the hour so that I can say, I want to talk to my dad. I want to talk to my dad. Put Robert Ferris on the phone. His sisters don't want him to try that. I don't know why. I think it's because they've come to the realization that he's gone. But he's not gone. He's not. He's still alive digging holes. And you guys have seen him digging holes. So no. Pup Groomer 20 went no contact with my mom for my sanity and gave my kids the opportunity to make the choice for themselves because they're old enough. They chose no contact as well. And sometimes that's the best thing. I'm telling you, walking away from my mom's family was the smartest thing I ever did. It was the smartest thing I ever did because they were dragging me down to where I felt like garbage. And I already felt like I was strange or I was different or that I stuck out like a sore thumb because I was a Scientologist. And now look at me. I'm not a Scientologist. I know that it's horse shit. And we just have to keep on keeping on. Okay. Renee B. Carrie, I respect that. Often others don't understand. And sometimes people will never understand disconnection when it's for a healthy reason. They think of it, oh, they're your mom. Give them a chance. Oh, they're your dad. They're your brothers. They're your sisters. Sorry for the fluff, everybody. But they sit there and try to tell you all sorts of BS. Power that lies to paralyze. Why don't you email me? We'll talk. Email me at the Save Bob Ferris. Okay. Amy, now look at you. You're fantastic. XOXO. I love you, lady. You've made my day. That conversation earlier helped a lot. Okay. Kristen, Liz, you're a gem. Love from Denmark. I love Denmark. I'm just saying I need to travel the world again because I miss traveling. Okay, Mischief, no food, hardly any sleep, disconnection threat. Why would anyone want to stay within this cult? Because now here's the thing. With all of that, with no food, hardly any sleep, the idea that you could lose your family, you think everybody on the outside is not going to love you. These are the only people that are going to love you. And if you put yourself in such a place that you get disconnected with, you're garbage. You're worthy of being thrown away like the trash, and that's scary. That's scary, especially if your family, your friends, your job, everything is circled around this belief system. And then you turn around and you lose it all. Then you really feel like flipping burgers would be the only option you have. But let me tell you, everybody, I loved flipping burgers at McDonald's. I thought it was the coolest job ever. Because you know what? I knew those hamburgers were being done properly. I loved it. It made my day. And seeing kids' faces getting a Happy Meal made my day. Glad I flipped burgers at McDonald's. Blow drill. My father has been teaching at Delphi, and I used to try to call him all the time. And you know what? They probably wouldn't transfer you through. They probably give some BS like, oh, he's teaching a class. He's doing this. He's doing that. But realistically, what is he really doing? Avoiding you. Like my dad. He's avoiding me. He could have thought his daughter's dead and I'm just some nobody. No, look at my face, buddy. Look just like my baby pictures. When people normally change from their baby pictures to being an adult, I have not changed. My face is still like, I don't have the same nose. I've had some rhinoplasty, everybody, because, it can only be broken so many times before it starts to grow a little on the crooked side. But I still have a similar nose. See what will pop. I can't do both. Someone said they were going to teach me, but let's see if I can do this real quick, everybody. There. See, still have the same mouth, still have the same grin, the same smile, except that the baby picture is me in pain. And I'm sorry that your dad's at Delphi blowing you off. One day, I promise you, one day they're going to look back and be like, what the hell have I done? And they're going to have to work on forgiveness. Blow drill. It's hard for the person trying to reconnect. That's the one still in the prison of belief. Yes, because I live with that with my mom. I live with it with my mom. The idea that she still believes in this horse manure or this snake oil or whatever you want to call it, this pile of dung, she still absolutely believes. And it makes me want to vomit because she is such an intelligent person. Like, she was going to be a chemist. She was 12 units away from being a chemist. And then Scientology got their hooks in her. Rawr. Just not okay. Retired red, brainwashing and mental manipulation. Absolutely. Because that's what, if you twist the word, or switch the word around, that is what disconnection does. Brainwashing and mental manipulation. Whether it's disconnection or connection, it's still doing the same bloody thing. Mischief. You have a much better family now, Carrie and us. Thank you so much. I do. Carrie is amazing. You guys are all amazing. Like, I've never felt this loved in all my life. Like, I've never got on here and said, you know what? They don't like me today. I sound like garbage. I may get a few haters here and there, but I got people looking out for them and being realistic. Even if there are haters, hate away. I'm not going to stop someone from hating. I'm just going to give them the knowledge. The least they can do if they're going to sit there and hate on me is maybe listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Okay. DNV 1983. You were a new name. Welcome. Thank you so very much for showing up. Liz, I grew up not Catholic, but Lutheran. I learned as an adult, we are people. No one has the right to take away your happiness from you. I don't care if you're gay because you're not hurting. Yeah, I'm not going to hurt anyone. Absolutely no one. I'm going to help as many people as I possibly can. I'm going to help as many people get out that I possibly can. And I'm going to sit there and I'm going to tell as many people as possible what really goes on behind those doors, what really goes on behind those walls. I'm going to tell it all. Miss Basti, Liz, I'm a never end. Much respect to you and the SPTV community. Maybe I correlate things to movies bit, but here it's like my Harry Potter connection. I love Harry Potter too, because for me, that's how it felt. That gave me the avenue, because realistically, you had the boy behind the shelf, and you had the boy living horribly, had no family, mom and dad gone. And then there's two separate worlds, there's the wizarding and the non-wizarding, so I definitely understand the correlation. Miss Massey, Luna, guessing Voldemort's plan. Well, if it were who, I'd want to feel the cutoff from everyone else. Because if it's just you alone, you're not as much of a threat. That's right. And that's absolutely right. Because with every single one of you here, every single one of you that watches SPTV, every single one of you that listens, that's one less person that can be disconnected from. That's one less person that's going to allow themselves to be disconnected from. Because I'm not allowing it anymore. I'm tired of it. Okay, Susan Paris, Scientology is like a prison camp. It is not just like a prison camp. It is a prison camp. You're dictated as to what time to go to bed. You're dictated as what you can eat, when you can sleep, how hard you work. Oh, if your stats aren't up, no, you're scrubbing. You're scrubbing. You're going to decks. You're not working hard enough. You do not have you're not pushing Scientology as hard as you should be. You're not selling. Yes. Okay. Charisse, I would love to disconnect from my family, but dementia mom depends on me, and I need my sister for every 3-month visit. And you know what? If I could help you, Charisse, I would gladly do it in a heartbeat. And I love the picture you put on there. Okay. Anon. This is how Scientology controls their people. Do as they say or lose your family. No concept of love. There is no concept of love, because You know what? This bullshit remark, and I say bullshit because we're not 5 minutes in. It's the idea that you know, it's okay that I'm your parent this lifetime, but next lifetime it's going to be different. No, this is the lifetime that matters. This is the lifetime that we need to stand up and say, enough. Enough is enough. You're not taking my parent. You're not taking my brothers. You're not taking my sisters. Enough is enough. Okay, retired red. Love my Mickey D's experience. See? It builds character. I didn't care about scrubbing toilets. You know what? There was no maggots in those toilets. I didn't care about scrubbing a floor. No maggots. Okay, Amy Jones, this pisses me off. Humans can be so cruel. Yes, they can. They absolutely can. But now some of them are being warped and twisted. So remember, some of those people inside are innocent. They don't quite get what's going on. They don't quite get why I'm screaming. They don't get why Laura's screaming. They don't get why Serge is screaming. They think that this is, oh, kumbaya, everything's wonderful because they're being sold a bucket of lies. Like the idea that there's millions of Scientologists out there. No, there's a couple Scientologists with millions of dollars. And how many more millions are they going to give before they're finally to a point where they say, you know what, I've earned this money. You haven't earned it. I'm keeping my money. Okay, DNV 1983, me. So why should I hurt you? Who are you sleeping? So who you are sleeping with doesn't affect anyone but that person. That's right. And who anybody else sleeps with is not my concern. It doesn't affect me. It doesn't change anything. Now, if you're going around murdering people, that's a little different. You and I are going to have some words. But if you're sitting out there helping people, there's no reason. There's nothing they can do. I'm filling people in on Scientology so that they can keep their money, so that they can keep their elderly family away. And this BS about being 80 and doing and scrubbing the decks on the free wins, like, and you're paying money so that you can scrub it. Like the 8 and 80 is what it said, so that you can do this stupid, like, learn to be, a good leader. How? You're paying a ridiculous amount of money so that you can turn around and say, thank you, master. Okay, Jamie Palmer, you need to do it again. The hooks. Robin Miners, nice to see you. I'm so glad you're finally who you are and happy. Never end, but don't communicate with my toxic mother. So many people say you should. I can't anymore. And you know what? You don't have to. You don't have to. I am never going to tell someone they have to communicate with someone, because you know what? Toxic is toxic. If they belittle you or take you down, you don't have to. Like, if my dad really doesn't want to communicate with me, fine. But he can at least grow some cojones and tell me what I've done wrong, because that's how I feel. I feel like I haven't done anything wrong except to be his daughter. Like, that's it. Okay. You never sound like garbage. Thank you so very much. I appreciate that. Jamie Palmer, love you, my chosen sister. Love you too. Thank you so very much for that, because you know what? That is why we call this love. Love is reaching out. Love is trying to help someone. Love is never evil or vain. Love is simple. It's literally a smile. It's a hug when someone needs it. It's literally a helping hand when someone's saying, hey, I need your help. That's love. Not commands, not you don't eat. No, that's not love. Okay, Ann Walsh, do they tell your dad you called? You know what? Because I know my mom called when I was in the Sea Org, and they so desperately wanted me to disconnect from her because she would not rejoin the Sea Org. They weren't telling me. She told me. She told me when I got out, and I was hysterically crying all the time because she kept offering me food, and I was blown away that I had food being offered to me on a regular basis. Even though I grew up with, the ability to eat, I had gotten down to a very unhealthy weight. Very unhealthy. Okay, Rhonda, I have dibs on older Canadian sister. I'm 53. You're not that much older than me. You're 10 years older than me. You could be older sister, okay? Rhonda, I promise. Okay. Gary Mankey. Sorry, that was a slip. Freudian slip. Sorry, everybody. My third son continues to state his favorite job was McDonald's. What he learned there taught him to be successful in his endeavors. If you truly work your job and you truly do your best, it doesn't matter if you're delivering papers, you're getting up every day to deliver those papers. If you're a custodian, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, you're doing your job, you're keeping the place clean and safe for children. That is an honorable job. Okay. Yes, Gary. Mickey D's taught me to deal with people. Hungry people are sometimes hangry. And I'm one of those people, everybody. I get hangry. I'm like, give me my food, please. I'm starving. I do get hangry. I'm working on it. So everybody knows I'm not going to get hangry around people. But I had to eat some turkey at the protest because I was starting to get hangry. Okay. Miss Sunrise Dawn. Hey. I did fast food for over 20 years. I honestly think everyone should have spent some time working in fast food at least once. Absolutely. Because you know what? It teaches you loyalty and it teaches you, all the things. Whether you're cleaning a bathroom, whether you're working in the grill, every job is important. Every single one. And that's what Scientology likes to twist. They like to say, oh, okay, you're just a teacher. Oh, you're an executive. Oh, you're div 2, you're div 3, you're div 4, you're 5, and all of this stuff, they like to separate it. Like Nora and I would have probably been amazing friends. We probably would have been on the RPF together, things might have changed, but who knows? But I was not allowed to have friends in lower positions. My mom was not allowed to have friends in lower posts. And because of that, Nora and I didn't, we probably met, but then probably just kind of flashed by each other because we weren't allowed to be friends. I had to be friends with Div 7 or HCO. Like those were my divisions. And because of that, I missed opportunities being lots of people's friends. Okay. Fast food and retail, excellent training courses for life. Yes. Because if you can deal with like on a retail, if you can deal with Black Friday, you can deal with any amount of stress. I promise. Okay. Rhonda, yes. Liz, you are adopted younger sib. No clue on biological family. Don't need it. Don't need it. I just need my dad to come out and say, you know what? He's sorry for what he did. And you know what? And be a dad, or you know what? Be a brother, be a sibling. You have siblings. You have nieces and nephews. Be an uncle. Get medical treatment so that you don't have to live the last of your days being tortured. Miss Sunrise Dawn, my sister takes the crown when it comes to getting hangry. Laugh out loud. I don't know. Carrie might have an argument on that. Hangry is a vibe. That's right, everybody. It is. It definitely is. Jamie, my dad gets hangry and comes out in the form of hovering. I got to tell him I'm hungry too, but the food isn't going to cook itself any faster with you hovering. That is beautiful. That is beautiful. Okay. Or cocktailing or bartending. Yeah. If you can put up with people that want to get like obliterated or that are already obliterated trying to get, service, you can deal with just about anything, everybody. I promise. Okay. Anon, does Scientology own their airspace over where your dad is located? I don't think so. Someone was telling me about that the other day, that they can own the ground, but the airspace can be owned by someone else. And I want to check into that because I think it'd be amazing if we own the airspace. I'm thinking about planes, advertising banners behind them. That would be amazing. That would be amazing. I know a few people talked about dropping pamphlets for me. I looked into it. It wasn't too pricey, but the problem is that's a lot of littering. That's, and I'm not saying it's not a great thing, but I just don't want to get hit with the fine of $1,000 for item littered. So we have to be very, very careful on the littering aspect of it. L. Jane, I'd live in the hole. I think I might be missing this part of the conversation because that hole is fighting for food, fighting for space. And it's not, I would not recommend that for anyone. It is meant to be as hurtful as it sounds. Miss Sunrise Dawn, I'd love my sister, but she can turn right mean when she's hangry. I hope I'm not mean, but who knows? They say you should never be hangry, an angry loner, or tired. Halt, especially if you're in recovery. That's true. That is very true. Because, sometimes, unfortunately, it can be a little different. But I hope I answered everyone's questions. I see quite a bunch of new faces. Thank you so very much. Don't forget to smash the like, smash subscribe. Again, everybody, I have 14 days left to see if this is going to be an option on which I can do. Looks like she grabbed 2 more things. Because yes, my love is in the background. If anybody wants to say hey to her, she is in the background. Okay, Retired Red. I'm almost got punched over an order of hotcakes and sausage. Lady was very hangry. I'll never forget that. Wow, that seems like a real ridiculous reason to get in someone's face. Ann Walsh, you can absolutely be my auntie. Absolutely. Okay, Miss Sunrise Dawn. My sister tried to stab my hand with a fork for pretending to reach for her pumpkin pie one Thanksgiving. Whoo! Now that's dangerous. That's taking Thanksgiving to the extreme, everybody. Sophia, with our family metabolism, it's 2 hours till hangry for most people. My dad's very similar to that. My dad has to eat every 2 hours or he loses weight. It's not me joking or me messing with you guys. It's literally, if he doesn't eat every 2 hours, he loses weight. It's not pretty. It becomes very unhealthy for him because it's very easy for him to lose so much weight that it's unhealthy. That's why I want to see what he looks like now, because I can guarantee you, if he's skin and bones, you'll feel it. You'll feel it because all of the boys in that side of the family all have a very similar look. So yes, Jamie Palmer, Retired Red. I don't think I do very well in retail or food service, but I'd be fired in 5 seconds. You never know that. You can't knock it till you try it. But anyway, let me grab this one. L. Jane, I don't think me and Scientology would get along, Liz. I'd be in the hole. You know what? If they want to stick me in the hole, I'm not the same person I was. I'm not that person that is broken and can't survive. I'm going to sit there and scream to everyone, hey, by the way, this is fake. This is fake. If they want to put me in the hole, I'll gladly go. I'm going to tell every single person, hey, LRH died in 1986, I believe. And if he died in 1986, how are these new courses coming out? I'm curious. You're not supposed to change his word. His word is supposed to be gospel, but yet it changes. So everybody, thank you so very much for joining me in this disconnection. I hope that makes it, gives you a little bit more of an idea. Remember, everyone, please be nice to everybody in the comments. Remember, we are all human. Carrie Planche, so proud of you, babe. Love you. Ground to the sky. I love you. I love you so very much. But please smash that like, hit subscribe. You know what? The best that we can do, share the video, whatever you need to do, I'm here for you. If you ever need to reach out, please email me. But on that very note, I want to say thank you all for coming. Thank you all for listening. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Until we see each other again. Have a great night.